Hello. So good to meet you at this daily motivational meeting, reading quotes from world scriptures. This quote empower billions of people, nations, and the world, and will help you to just read them and practice for prosperity. As we read the book from the beginning, please find all the chapters of our Message to Billions channel. Reading about great figures in the history. Now we read about women in the history, and let's read next about Tamar. Judah took a wife for Er, his firstborn, and her name was Tamar. But here Judah's first was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord slew him. Then Judah said to Onan, "Go into your brother's wife and perform the duty of brother-in-law to her and raise up offspring for your brother." But Onan knew that the offspring would not be his, so when he went into his brother's wife, he spilled the seam on the ground, lest he should give offspring to his brother. And what he did was displeased in the sight of the Lord, and he slew him also. Then Judah said to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, "Remain a widow in your father's house till Svea, my son, grow up." For he feared that he would die like his brother. So Tamar went dwelt her father's house. Of course, in of time, the wife of Judas Shua's daughter died, and when Judas was confirmed, he went up to Timnah to his sleep sheet rest. He and his friend Hirar the Adulamite. And when Tamar was told, "Your father-in-law is going up to Tina to shear his sheep," she put off her widow's garment and put on veil, wrapping herself up, and sat at the entrance of Enaim, which is on the road to Timnah. For she saw the Shelah was grown up, and she had not been given to him in marriage. When Judas saw her, he thought her to be a harlot, for she had covered her face. He went over to her at the roadside and said, "Come, let me come into you," for he did not know that she was his daughter-in-law. She said, "What will you give me that you may come into me?" He answered, "I will send you a kind from the flock." And she said, "Will you give me a pledge till you send it?" He said, "What pledge should I give you?" She replied, "You side and you cord and you staff that is in your hand." So he gave them to her and went into her, and she conceived by him. Then she arose and went away, and taking off her veil, she put on the garment of her widowhood. About 3 months later, Judas was told, "Tamar, your daughter-in-law, was slayed the harlot, and moreover, she is with child by her Lord." And Judas said, "Bring her out and let her be burned." As she was being brought out, she sent word to her father-in-law, "By the man to whom this belonged, I am with child. And she said, Mark, I pray you, whose these are the side and the cord and the staff. Then you acknowledged them and said, she is more righteous than I, in much as I did not give her to my son Shelah, and he did not lie with her again. When the time of her delivery came, there were twins in her womb, and when she was in labor, one put out a hand, and the midwife took and bound on his hand a scarlet thread, saying, "This came out first." But as he grew back his hand, behold, his brother came out, and she said, "What a breach you have made for yourself." Therefore his name was called Perez. Afterward, his brother came out with the scarlet thread upon his hand, and his name was called Zerah. Tamar was the daughter of a priest, and it can hardly be imagined that she set out with the intention of committing incest with her father-in-law, since she was by nature chaste and modest. She was indeed virtuous and did not prostitute herself. It was out of her deeper knowledge and wisdom that she approached Judas, and the desire to act kindly and faithfully toward the dead. And it was because her act was based on a deep knowledge that God aided her, and she straight away conceived. There were two women from whom the seed of Judah was to be built up, from where to descend King David, King Solomon, and the Messiah, with Tamar and Ruth. And their two women had much in common. Both lost their first husband, and both took similar steps to replace them. Tamar entered Judah because he was next to him with her son who had died. Ruth similarly interested was, as it says, she uncovered his feet and laid her down. From these two women, when the seed of Judas was built up and brought to completion, and both of them acted piously and had for their aim to do kindness toward the dead for the proper establishment of the world subjectivity. Further listed quote from the second coming Messiah, Father Son Moon. Tamar was one example of how God lineage developing through women with an unusual path of life. Why would God use women of questionable morals in the dispensation? Ordinary women who offer their bodies in love as if did belong to Satan and are 100% on Satan's side. Women on God's side must go the opposite way. Hence, God needed women who could deny love of Satan's side and offer their body to return to God. Since Tamar met this criteria, God selected her and worked through her to fulfill the providence. What exactly did Tamar do? She was a righteous woman who was willing to take on the role of sinner as she strived to fulfill God's will. As Eve lied to God and her husband to be at the time of the fall, Tamar deceived her father-in-law and her husband to be the third son of Judah. Tamar did precisely what Eve did, risking her life, but she did not. She did it for God's will. I'm sure Tamar prayed like this: "Oh Lord God, I miss the realm of Thy blessing. I am doing this to continue Thy blessing lineage So God, please forgive me, even though I may die tens of thousands of times. I can continue the blessed lineage of Judas. Through this immoral act, I have no regret. With that desperate heart, Tamar did not mind facing even death in order to fulfill God's will and restore his grief. Tamar's filial piety and obedience to God's will was truly amazing, yet it was painful for God to have to work his providence of restoration through this kind of complicated situation. Satan saw the seed of false love within the womb of Eve, which gave birth to Eve life. Therefore, God need to purify a mother womb from which the lineage of which the heavenly Son could be born. Despite Jacob's victory and winning over Esau, the 40-year period from their birth to their reconciliation still remaining to be separated from Satan. The great mother who assumed the responsibility to meet this condition was Tamar. Tamar had the single-minded conviction that she would carry on the lineage of the chosen people. To that end, she disguised herself as a prostitute and slept with her father-in-law Judas and became pregnant with the twins. At the time of birth, one of the twin sons, Zerah, stretched out his hand from the womb to be born first, but he was pulled back into the womb, and the second son, Perez, was born first, taking the position of the elder brother. Thus, within the womb of Tamar, the first and second son fought, and their reversal of position separated them from Satan. This because the condition for restoration in the womb. Upon this condition, the Messiah could be conceived within the blood lineage of the chosen people on the base of the nation of Israel that could stand up to the Rome Empire 2000 years later. The victorious foundation on the national level could then be formed in the womb of a mother free of satanic accusation, prepared for the seed of the Son of God. On this foundation, the Holy Mother Mary emerged in the mainstream of God's providence. So powerful quotes for today. If you have difficulties today, please watch one more time this video, share this video as we end this billion happy life subscribers marathon. Contact me for consultation, cooperation, and become member of this heavenly parents holy community globally. Wish you a great blessed day. Stay happy, healthy. Yours, Coach Nikolai Servala. All the best. Bye bye. See you tomorrow with more powerful quotes.